I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, GD GERSHBEIN. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful day?
I'm doing just fine, Angel. I'm here in Chicago, Illinois, USA in December. No snow on the ground, maybe just a little dusting, not oppressively cold. It's a fine winter's day. Glad to be with you.
Well, super glad to have you as well. I am, as you so well said, in the Caribbean right now, and there's sunshine all over.
Well, don't rub it in, sir.
Well, JD, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, I'd have to say that it's the ability to make myself ubiquitous on social media, specifically LinkedIn. And it was you who found or noticed me, which gets to the core of the type of work I do.
Yeah, definitely. Tell us a bit more about the core of the work you do, please.
Since 2006, I've specialized in the LinkedIn domain, and LinkedIn continues to be a huge part of what I do, but I have kind of adapted and refined and reinvented myself along the way and work with aspiring, emerging, and established thought leaders to help develop their internal voice, help them gain clarity on their brands, and it's work that I find at once fulfilling and rewarding.
So who did you learn the skill of assisting others to really manifest in who they are?
Well, I think, like anyone in social media, I am an autodidact. We are all self-taught. I've improvised my entire livelihood. I could always type very well. I can navigate a website with relative ease. And I think it's really a combination of skills, intuition, and curiosity that have made me literate in the internet era.
Skills, intuition, and curiosity. I love that. Who did you learn that from?
You know, it's just the way that I'm hardwired, Angel. I always tell people now that things changed for me the moment I sent my very first email, because I saw this new bridge of communication built, and it's something that I have followed and kept abreast with, and really classify more today as a social scientist that just kind of evaluates people's behaviors online, and where there's a goal, where there's a mission. Obviously, the social platforms are now the chasm we must cross to get to that outcome.
How long do you see yourself continuing repeating this skill?
As long as my time on Earth will permit me. How's that?
I love that. Well, do tell us one other thing, JD, you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Well, I believe I've led by example. I'm one of those folks that walks my talk. I have stayed true to my core values, have never really deviated from the norm of who I am and what I bring. I've really been someone who's been very honest and integral with himself, and it's something that I pass along in every aspect of my work. I think authenticity, transparency, passion, conviction, these are all words that characterize me, and something that I've brought to the table since I really began as a professional, not just in the age of social media.
In that small reflection, how does that make you feel?
Like a true leader. I am eminently qualified to do what I am doing, and I have answered a call of leadership.
Suggest to someone that's listening why they should do that as well in answering to the call of leadership.
Well, I should preface by saying that a career in social media is not for everyone. There are many who are in it and who do it well. But to be out there grinding, executing on a daily basis for yourself and for your clients presents its own series of unique challenges. I think leadership is still the most tradition-tested aspect of business and life, and we are always looking to good, able, decisive leaders, people who can mentor us, people who support us. And if you can do that and do it well, that's probably the greatest nobility you can have in this life.
Where's the best place for someone to connect with you, JD?
Well, it wouldn't surprise anybody to know that I am on LinkedIn and can connect with folks there. I do have my website at jdgershbein.com, and I'm just a click away.
That's wonderful. Again, Gershbein is GERSHBEIN.
That was
JD Gershbein.
jdgershbein.com.
Well, JD,
Is
let's sure go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. JD, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, I'd like to say that it goes back to the womb and kicking my mom's uterus to get out, but it's probably a little later than that. I don't have any recall of that. But it was going to Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States, with my parents to meet my grandparents. And I don't think I was more than 6, and I know that for a fact because we have the family photos and those old Hawkeye Instamatic cameras date stamped each picture.
Wow. How do you see this memory connecting to who you are today?
I see it connecting in a way that family connects with you. I've always been very family oriented, had a wonderful childhood created for me by mom and dad, and I was a pretty well-adjusted kid. I had the same issues that all children have, but I did my work. I listened to the teachers. I played sports. I had interests. I had creative outlets. It was just a great life, all nurtured by family.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Go right ahead.
I love the social sciences models right there. All the foundations are there, right? The family is there, which gives the connections. And then there's the legacy, where one value is being passed to the other, as well as knowledge. But most of all, there's the picture, right? Just like the profile picture, right? There's the picture in it as well, right? The social science in action.
Absolutely. And I do understand Piagetian development, the French psychologist Jean Piaget, who says that we form schema about the way that we interpret life. And I think as a kid I had very healthy schema and had good patterns of development, and that's important. And if I'm going to do this work that I was destined to do, I have to have a pretty good handle on who I am, and I have to be pretty clear on my own values and be grounded in reality, because there's so much of the social platforms, Angel, and listeners, that are not grounded in reality, and it's very difficult for certain people to see that. It plays into personality and the way that we assess our environment, and tolerance, and the ways that we manage risk and communicate. And that's where social science and knowledge of psychology and neuroscience and the humanities that I bring has its application.
That's amazing. That's a beautiful picture. If we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
That was of the questions that you supplied in advance. That was probably the most interesting one. I'm not sure I remember a favorite song, but it could be maybe the theme from a famous TV commercial for a product called Good and Plenty, the candy. The name of the song was "Choo Choo Charlie Was an Engineer."
That's amazing.
And I remember those lyrics in those old TV commercials.
Well, J.D. Gershbein is definitely an engineer of the social science world. I'm just putting that in there.
Oh, stop yourself.
Well, JD, we've definitely arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Fire away.
JD, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have not.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an
And she believes in me.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Of course. What is life without the support of good friends?
That sounded like Shakespeare, right? The way you said it, just like, do you have an inner circle of friends? Yes. What is life without good friends? Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
It depends.
How about screen time? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Well, my use of devices constitutes the majority of my day, and I move from the online to the real world very effectively. So I would say, yeah, I'm always got my face in front of something electronic.
JD, after 1,001 conversations in 2016, in 3 months, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And the idea is you answer questions similar to these to hopefully connect you to your own unique real statement, your mission, which I believe is so important to know. If you, JD, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents JD GERSHBEIN, what would you say that is?
I speak about things that matter to people in a digital world.
Love it. JD, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, then I can say that I've been on the 12-minute conversation with Angel Jones. Thank you for having me. I never thought that my story would be of interest to anyone, but the more I do my work and the more audiences I address, the more I'm convinced that it is my story that is what truly differentiates me. And like you, I've dedicated my life to helping individuals and companies embrace their uniqueness, elevate their profiles, and transform the way that they and others see themselves in business and in life.
Love it. Just like that little boy in that picture, right? So
About it.
unique. There we go. JD GERSHBEIN, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure I treasure. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.